will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Any discussion on the agenda? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from the October meeting. Need a motion?
I so move. Second.
Discussion? Changes, issues? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Treasurer's report.
Okay. Our balance sheet is in order. We have no problems. The total assets are $789,774.35. Those match. And the total liabilities and equities is the same as you'll see if you have the paperwork. This is in a cash basis, so you know. Everything is, as we go through, the profit and loss, this is also in a cash basis, so everybody knows. And we're going to try to remain doing that. It's easier for everyone to read and see where the money's at, where it's going, how much we have, etc., etc. It's actually there. So you know, if there's any questions, you may ask later. Then we go into our check report. As you'll notice, this second check down, it's 1096. It's to West Contracting. This is $87,934. That was for some of the concrete and some of the other road work we did. And that was paid by the POA this year, okay? That was not part of Denny's money. And then right under that, we have our taxes that we finalized. And then as you go down, there's one in here, let's check. We got to get bigger numbers here. 1101. It's made out to Bridgewater Wealth Management Group. That's our accountant. And that was that $2,500 is the final amount of his contract for the year. So you know. And then as we go down farther, we get down to an attorney's. This is 1117, check 1117. It says TDD attorneys at law, legal. Okay, now this is, it's $7,300. Now that's divided up. That's a total. What it is for some legal things we have asked him to look into for us. It's also for a portion for our declaratory judgment. A portion of it also goes for some collection stuff where we have to go in and get liens and judgments and everything else. We don't collect the judgment money and everything until everything is basically all over. So that's why that is so high. It's just one cost we put in there for everything. Then right below that is QuickBooks for $5,600. That is our payroll. Okay. Then we go down again. You see some construction bonds that were given back for $1,250. And then we go down to check number 1126. It says Card Center, UNB Bank, and it says fuel, supplies, parts, paint, etc. And it's $3,200. That is for the maintenance group, so you know. He has his own credit card. He goes out and he buys for a month on everything he needs, and he comes in, turns it in, and we pay in one lump sum. So that's what it all totaled. That included the gas for the month, which I thought was pretty good. Then we go down again, check 1131, same thing, bank, office supplies, da-da-da-da-da, 4,600. Now, that was for some, pardon me, for some computers we have to purchase in the office. I don't know if that's the correct word I'm saying, computer. Anyway, we bought 4 of them, I believe, isn't that right? She was here, it's new. 4 of those, plus we had to get them hooked up, they had to rewire, et cetera, because they were different than what we had. So anyway, that's what that large cost was. And then we go down to another one. It says, it's another check. It says $5,400. That was also for payroll to QuickBooks, so you know what's going on there. Then at the very end, you'll see one on the very bottom of the page. It says $326,150.56. That's West Contracting. That is what Dennis got this year for blacktop and everything else from the EPA. So he's got quite a bit. We did quite a bit of work this year, almost a little over 400,000. So we did well. That's it.
I move that we accept the financial report as stated.
I second.
Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Correspondence report.
All right, we have a short list this month, but we don't have to do without our anonymous letter. We got that. And we had one bankruptcy notification that we received. We had several construction bond refunds and also some forfeitures of the construction bond by residents who didn't complete their construction in the 12-month time frame. And then renewal of a notary for our dear April. Any questions?
Thank you. Standing committee reports, admin and legal. Admin has been working with the gate and camera issues. You've probably noticed that there have been a number of parts that have been disconnected and reconnected and reconfigured. All of that is being prepped for additional security measures that we'll talk about later. Collaborating with the security committee to upgrade all of our system. Part of the reason that you have to buy new computers is that the new software that you get requires upgrade in the operating systems that you're dealing with. And if you deal with computers on a daily basis, you'll find that their life expectancy becomes shorter and shorter as new stuff is put out and they continually upgrade. We have a CPA meeting for the end of the year financials in 2017, and then once you buy the new computer, then you have to figure out all the stuff that you used to do one way is now done a different way because that's the way they sell software. So you have to reconfigure and relearn everything. So that takes a while to get back up and running. Question? Architectural control. Dave is not here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm his co-chairman, I can
Okay.
just report that, that there is one four-season room that has been approved and one fence that has been approved, and there'll be an ACC meeting next Tuesday at 7
Okay.
o'clock.
Any questions for Dave? We're going to have to give you guys initials.
You can call me Gaddy, I'm fine with that.
Gotti?
Gaddy's dead, I think, but he was in jail, I'm not sure which it is.
Yeah. My dad used to say, call me Jane, just don't call me late for dinner.
You can see I've never missed many.
Communications.
All right, a couple things. One, I worked some more on the email structure, and I restructured the massive emails that we've accumulated into smaller groups, set them up into groups of 20 to 25, and sent out about 125 test emails today and asked people to respond if they got them. The first thing that came back is a bunch of undeliverables, and I thought, dang it. But then I probably got at least 40 responses acknowledging that emails were received. So I was encouraged by that. So I'll go through and do the other 150 or so, reset them up so that they're in small groups. So I'm encouraged by that. Another thing, a couple things I wanted to mention. I've been trying to keep Facebook kind of current with what's going on. I posted about the snow last week. I wanted to share that when I went on Facebook this morning, there was a really nice compliment for our maintenance crew about the handling of the snow. Thursday, was it? So that was nice to see.
Good.
Another thing I wanted to mention, just in sharing, because so many of us are their friends, that I saw that Ed Shue's wife, Amanda, lost her brother yesterday. So then also I distributed to each of you that draft of a newsletter announcing some of the changes that we're making, and also I'm suggesting an approach to collecting the phone numbers. We talked about some electronic ways to do it. I really would like to have signatures with all the phone numbers that come in, so the homeowners are responsible for whoever they let in. So I set this newsletter up with a return page, and the return page can just, like what I do, I take a picture of it and I email it back just like a picture. So those pages can be printed right from the email that I would like the email to go to the office, but I haven't talked to April about it yet, but I thought it might be easier to receive them that way than to have 700 people lining up at the desk to turn in their phone numbers. So I included two things on this. One is 2 numbers for the gate, and one is 2 numbers, or up to 2 numbers for the emergency notification for robocalls or texts. So I think it's pretty clear. I'm very open to your suggestions. If there's something that doesn't look clear, but
You're not asking for emails on this? Email address?
yeah, what the oh no,
No?
I guess I could add that. Yeah, I might as well add email. That's a good idea, Dan.
Maybe give them a couple of slots to put 2 emails if they have them. Some people do, some people have none, some people have one, don't want to use it.
Yeah, oh, that's a great idea. So I'll add email. But
Was it general rule, we only get about 30% response on things that you send out. So as this moves forward, I'm sure that we will have a few lines that will develop, but I think this is a good first start.
well, if they don't fill this out, they can't
don't get
use
in.
it.
Would it help to have it on like a different colored paper or something? so
I can
it
do that when I
stands
send it out
more?
from the post office. I can do it on yellow.
Stamp envelope, something like, needs to be returned and for information.
Well, I can do that. This will be produced by the post
Oh,
office.
this is gonna, that's right.
So, but I can use yellow paper. If they don't, sometimes they slip it by where I don't get to see what the paper will be, but I can use the yellow paper. But I do want it to be very, I want this to be easily photographed and returned, and that'll be yellow too, if any of it is yellow. So that's a good idea, I'll think about.
Well, we did that in our tax office when we needed to make sure that people could get stuff back to us, for signing for the return or something. Different colors seem to work.
Okay, different colored ink we're not gonna do because it's
not
ridiculously
being used.
expensive.
Yeah.
But, okay, that's a good thought, Lori. But as far as, obviously, I would like feedback just to get other ideas if there's anything that you think isn't clear, that I omitted, that I'm saying incorrectly. But as far as timing of this, is there anything else that we might want to include with this information that we're distributing about the new gates, about collecting for the robocalls and getting their numbers? Or is this enough for this newsletter? It's going only to residents, so it'll be 750 newsletters, half the size of the usual one, so it'll probably be $1,000.
Okay, well, over the next couple of weeks, make sure you think about this. If there's things that we can add to it, let's utilize, since we're going to send it out anyway, let's utilize that to send something else out if we can come up with something. Anything else, Jeff?
No, that's it, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Finance.
Nothing much to say. We are, at the present time, Lori, Dennis and I have got together and we're rewriting our collection and attorney procedures for some of our delinquent assessments as to how we're going to do it. And a different procedure. We've added some things, we deleted something. The other thing we have is a proposal I sent out. You might not have a copy of it, we sent it out the other day. It's for our accountant for the upcoming years. We sent to 3 different companies and we asked them to have them back no later than December 10th. Then we'll have it hopefully for the next meeting and find out who we are going to use, et cetera, et cetera. The rest of the stuff I have, I'll bring up in new business later on.
Okay. Lakes and beaches.
I got a quote back from Matt Redmond with Aqua Service Consultants for a bid for next year on 2019 season for weed control in the lakes. And his bid basically is the same as what it was last year. And I did not send out requests for the other 2 companies that we got bids from the previous year because Matt was significantly less, and I felt like he did a good job this year in responding when we had issues. He was prompt getting out and looking at what was going on and took care of it. And with his costs being the same, I would recommend that we use him again this year.
Do you want to make that as a motion?
So I'll make a motion that we use Aqua Service Consultants for 2019 for weed control in the lakes.
I'll second.
Additional discussion?
Dennis, does he the one who puts the fish in too? Does he put the fish in?
No. No, we get the fish from Curryville Fishery. They're up north somewhere. Is it Curryville or?
The Mark Twain area. The Mark Twain area.
Okay. We did complete the fish stocking for 2018 last Saturday. We put walleye in the Autumn Lake, and that concludes what we're doing for the year. We had to wait till the water cooled off to be able to do that. And then our dam inspection for both Autumn Lake and Spring Lake has been scheduled for December the 13th. Tom and I will meet Dave Donovan from the Missouri DNR up here at the office that morning to inspect both dams. That's all I got.
Very good. You can come in, ma'am. Come in, sit down.
I just need to speak to somebody real quick that is in charge here.
Well, this is a board meeting, so there really isn't anybody here to answer your question.
Okay.
Until the meeting's over.
If you want to wait until the meeting's over, maybe we can help you then.
Well, it is my car is sitting out there, and I gotta wait to go get the keys so I can get my car at you guys' parking lot. And I just didn't want to have it towed or anything.
It's sitting out in the parking lot.
The blue little Ford Focus right out here?
It's in a parking space in the
Yeah, it's in a
parking.
parking
Yeah, well,
We didn't vote on your motion yet.
Is that discussion?
We had a
Okay,
discussion. And then I got sidetracked.
So Dennis motion.
I thought that was a resident waiting to come in, and I apologize, but things happen. Any additional discussion? All those in favor of using the Aqua Service Consultants for weed and algae control signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
you bet.
Maintenance. The guys removed the remaining vegetation at the dam spillways. The spillway has to remain vegetation neutral during the course of the dam, and that's one of the things that the inspectors look at. We try to keep it cleared out, but it grows fairly quickly there. They replaced the front entrance access equipment pad, repaired with Lakes and Beaches, repaired buoys. The bathhouse, visitor center, and column drive irrigation system has been winterized. Made multiple repairs to the vehicles and the blue tractor. Prepped the trucks for winter duties. Multiple repairs to the towers and the cameras as we get things switched over. They filled some potholes, cleaned ditch lines and culverts, removing trees, leaves, and debris. And if you see the guys out plowing snow, wave, say thank you, offer a cup of hot chocolate, anything. I think they've done a good job so far. This was an early snow. We were shorthanded during that snow event, but for the most part, everybody was able to get out the following day with not too much issue. Roads.
Okay, I've prepared a letter to MoDOT, Missouri Department of Transportation, regarding more warning signs out here on Highway B. There was an amber blinking light that they had set up down here on Highway 30 outside of Dittmer. And so I went down to try and get some information about that, but they've already removed it, so it must have been there for a temporary service. So I was hoping to get a blinking light up here for this roadway here. I need to put some remarks to MoDOT on Raintree letterhead, so I'll get that done in the next day or two and get that shipped out of here. It was suggested by our maintenance supervisor that if MoDOT can't or won't install more signage, why can't we put some signs on our property that faces Highway B? So I'm going to look into that too. I'll find out from MoDOT if they would allow us to do that. Okay, I'm still compiling the list for roads that need attention for next year. The current list is on the table. You can see it right there. And you can look at it if you wish when the meeting's over with. And it's on file in the office too, right inside the door. And that's all I have this month.
Rules.
Well, we had a few violations sent in, and I sent out some letters. So we're in the process of trying to get them all in compliance as soon as possible. That's really all I can do.
Okay. Security.
Okay. I don't have much. Still working on the gates, obviously everyone's aware of. Been working on real well. There's 3 stages. We've gone through 2 of them already. The first was to put in new vessels and key pads, concrete pads out here. Got to replace one at the front gate. Then pulling all the wires, then put in the hardware. Now we're at 3rd stage, which is the software issue. And if I say issue, it's not a problem, it's just getting it done. It's a timely process. Once we get that in, there'll be a testing phase. Hopefully that'll last about a week, and we should have it up and running.
Okay, sounds good.
That's all we got.
Old business. We already talked a little bit about gate codes, phone numbers and so forth. Please review the information, put your comments back to Deb with anything else that we can add into that.
I've got an item on old business, if you don't mind.
Certainly.
About a year and a half ago, Jerry brought up a motion to add an additional charge onto the folks who we have to send to collections. And we had voted on that, but for some reason, a month or two later, we had rescinded that motion. And I'd like for everybody to think about entering a motion like that. I'd like to do it next month if possible. And I'm thinking that he had only brought up a $10 charge. And I'm thinking we ought to go up to 25.
Well, what I did is, when we got to the new business part, is I kind of wrote these out. Basically, charge any and all delinquent assessments a $15 office fee each year for preparation of forms and other duties as deemed necessary to forward such account to collection agents. That would be one. And that would be starting January 1st of 2019. Then the second motion that we haven't really made is this: to charge any and all delinquent assessments an additional office fee of $15 for the preparation of forms and other duties as deemed necessary to forward such account to the collection attorney. And that is starting. So in other words, if you don't want to pay the collection agency, and you get a $15 fee right away. You know that because it's going to be, the forms will be filled out. Then if you don't want to pay that and you want to go to the attorney, then you're going to get charged another $15. So you're going to get a $30 extra right there. And every year thereafter, if you don't pay either one, it's going to be another $30. This is getting totally out of hand, people. We've collected basically all the easy accounts, and I don't know if that's the correct word to use, but the ones that, you go, the lawyer sends you a letter, or the collection agency calls you, and the people usually, don't want any problems, and they'll pay. Now we're going after those out of town, et cetera, et cetera. And these are people that just, well, I'm not going to pay. The lawyer says, well, we'll see you in court. Well, then they think about it, and they'll call up and they'll say, well, you can cut it in half. And I go, no, we're not going to cut nothing in half. I said, that's just not right. You got to pay. You wanted the property or whatever, then you pay for that property. So we have to do something, and it's getting to be a burden. The ladies have to, first of all, when we just send them to collection, we get them at the end of the month, I should say the end of July. We have to go through, make sure that no money has been sent in almost on a daily basis. We don't want something be stuck under a piece of paper somewhere and find out that we sent you to collection and we shouldn't. So we usually hold that for almost a month before we send them, just in case something comes in late. Then we send them. But you have to check on a daily basis. And that is time that these ladies should be doing work for the community, not chasing people who don't have the common sense to pay their bills, basically. So that's why I'm asking for this fee. If you look at any bill you receive, if you have a payment, I'm going to say Laclede Gas, I think it's Synchronage now, but that's where I used to work. UE, any of them, you're late, boom, you get so much percentage, not just a little bit. MasterCard, any of the credit cards, car payments, house payments, whatever. And we're not doing that. So we're spending money, what I call foolishly, to chase people down to be willing to pay anyway. So I'm going to make these motions, that's all.
Okay, that was my question. Are you going to make these motions?
I get started, I get going. Okay, yes, I'd like to make first motion to charge any and all delinquent assessments a $15 office fee each year for preparation of forms and other duties as deemed necessary to forward such account to the collection agency starting January 1st, 2019.
I'll second that. Open for discussion.
Jerry, are we charging a 1% interest on this, on unpaid
Yeah,
assessments?
1% interest is $12.50.
Huh?
$12.50 a year is all they get charged.
You can't charge 1% on the balances not being paid?
1% on
1%
the
a
balance. Okay, 1%, I'm sorry. Yes.
So we are charging interest on
Right.
past due, okay.
Right. So, and actually Dennis had brought up the question last meeting about the, I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 70,000
Right.
assessment interest. And that was really, that was on an accrual-based statement, so it was stuff that we had billed, but we hadn't actually collected it. The collection for that period of time was closer to like 15,000 that we
Yeah.
actually collected.
Right. We had a couple large ones come in this month, I believe. I think 13, wasn't it? 10 or 13, something like that. But those are what we consider the easy accounts still, okay? Big ones, you know, are
So once they go into collections, then the POA can't do anything about it after that anyway. Is that right? I mean, the people haven't paid to the collections.
If we send, let's say, okay, we send your account to the collection agency, and a lady or gentleman calls us a week later and says, well, I'm going to pay. No, you pay the collection agency, because they get their percentage of that, and that way keeps everything straight. I'm sorry.
I'm going to bring you back to discussion on the motion that's on the floor. That's why I get the big bucks.
So you got this thing, man. Okay.
So to clarify, we're proposing that we add a $15 fee per year of delinquency.
Each year that you have to go back to collection,
And when do we charge that?
starting January 1st, if we have to send anything. Now, a censure assessment, if you don't pay your censure assessment, and it has to go to collection agency, you're going to get the $15 thing. If you run into a gate, a company does, we're going to, $15, fill it out and send it in. That's why I said all assessments. In our covenants and that, it says everything is considered an assessment, censure assessment, this assessment.
But are those just that go to collections or any?
Well, if you would have to go to collection, in other words, if you, a censure assessment, I come up and say you got a censure assessment, you have the opportunity to go in front of a hearing. If you go in front of the hearing and the hearing board says, hey, you didn't do it, you're okay. Well, then we can't hardly charge you that much to fill anything out. And then there's no fine or nothing. We just eat that time.
And if they pay the censure,
Yeah,
Then
It's not-
if they pay within a time period, that's okay, you know. We're not gonna add $15 if you do time payments either, so don't think that.
So it's only if they're sent to collections?
Only sent to collections. And then the other motion I'll make here in a minute.
So
any additional discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, I have another motion. This is a motion to charge any and all delinquent assessments an additional office fee of $15 for the preparation of forms and other duties as deemed necessary to forward such account to the collection attorney. Okay, or wording should be a collection attorney, or attorneys.
Jerry?
It should be attorneys.
Oh,
Okay, I'm sorry.
second?
I'll
Is
second.
there-
I'll second. I'll second.
Can you make a copy of these two?
Oh, yeah, that's not a
So
problem.
she has the exact
Yeah.
verbiage.
So they're really gonna, those two $15 charges are going to the same people.
Right, that stays here in the office.
But it's, right, but it's,
After
and
it's
anybody
collected.
who's charged one will
Yeah.
get the other one as well.
After it's collected, keyword.
Yeah.
Okay.
It may stay here.
Discussion?
Well, that's not necessarily true, is it? All the collections don't all go to the collection attorney.
That's right.
Right.
It just,
So the second
Yeah.
one is only for those going to the collections attorney?
Right, in other words,
Okay.
if you go to a collection department, or what we call it, anyway, it'd be $15 fee. Now, they in turn, we give them usually 6 to 9 months, so they don't collect. We bring them back in the office, okay? We ask them to send it back to us, then we will perform, or fill out, I should say, okay? Prepare the forms needed to go to the collection attorney, and we'll have to check and make sure nothing, again, has been paid and all this other stuff, give phone numbers and everything. Boom, then we send that off. So we're gonna charge another $15 for that. So someone who doesn't pay could be charged $30 instead of just a 15 if you pay the first time around.
Is this 15 a one-time 15, whereas the other 15 is annual?
The other one's gonna be an annual one. You go to the attorney, it's each one is $15 each year. So it could be $30, $60, $90, et cetera, et cetera. These people don't want to pay. We have some people in here, I shouldn't say in here, but who own property for years. Before I even got on the board and never paid, and they were never collections or anything. And I don't understand, but that's another story.
Okay.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor of the $15 fee for lawyer form preparation signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Any additional old or new business? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. This meeting is adjourned. Open forum now can begin. Going once, going twice. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.